say 5 years, in 10 years, what do you want, where do you want to be in life? Just briefly look into your future and imagine where you want to be in life. Do you want to be the dancer? Do you want to be dancing somewhere? Do you want to be doing film and TV production somewhere or something? Where do you see yourself? We'll start from you, Victoria.
Okay, me, I see myself from Taraba to the rest of the world.
Oh.
From here, I will go to the rest of the world because I'm seeing myself, what I'm doing, I'm seeing myself beyond, as in, I'm seeing myself more far where to go because I'm going to do great. So from Taraba to the rest of the world.
I like how you sound. Like she's so confident. It's like when you get to that world stage, we would not be surprised because from now I already feel like I'm seeing you, representing Taraba in the whole of the world, and that is the spirit, right? We're supposed to be that confident about our aspirations. How about you, Mr. Peter?
The next 5 years, my dream is to see myself as a best cinematographer in not only in Nigeria, if possible, in the whole world.
Wow.
Because I love the job seriously.
Okay.
I want to work in movie industry or TV station, anywhere that I can work as a cinematographer.
Okay.
I love to be there.
I like how you're so passionate about it. Like it's something you love, and that's one very important factor. Once you love something, once you're driven by the passion for it, sometimes it doesn't matter how much you need to put into it. You put in so much in order to achieve that, right? And that's very good. How about you, Miss Josephine?
In the next 5 years, I see myself as a great newscaster.
Okay.
It's not even in Taraba, even outside the country. I see myself as a great newscaster, casting news.
All right, that's very good. It's good that we see ourselves somewhere, and I think that's part of the things that will push us, because once you have a mental picture of what you want to achieve, it kind of drives you towards that thing. Now we know that there's a Nigerian factor, right? A lot of times we plan things and it doesn't quite come out the way we plan it. Now take for instance, there are maybe a set of students graduating from school and there's let's say a yearbook where they have to feel what their future ambition is. You see a lot of different things, right? Now fast forward to so many years later, you see that okay, the person that said she wanted to be an accountant is not an accountant, she's a makeup artist. The man that said he wanted to probably be a lawyer is not a lawyer, he's probably a blogger. Do you get? So all those things happen. So when it comes to those kind of realities, what do you think? Do you think skill acquisition is also necessary as much as we are planning these dreams we have? Let's start from you, Miss Josephine.
Okay. I will thank God, even though my dream did not, even though I did not achieve my dream, I will thank God for everything that He has done to me. But I will try my possible best so that I will achieve what I want to do in future.
Okay, how about you, Mr. Peter? What do you think the place of skill acquisition in all this?
Okay. As for me, already I have something that I'm doing.
Okay.
I'm drilling manual borehole,
Okay.
manually drilling borehole, and I'm working on that. And also, like I said earlier, I'm working with a hotel. It's not must that I must work with government or any industry. Apart from that, I can open my studio on my own. Even still pictures, I can be taking people and be earning something, at least.
Okay, that's very good. We should have alternative plans, right?
Definitely.
And sometimes it's not the plan A that works. That's why there are 26 alphabets. You can have plan A, B, C, D to Z, right?
Yes, yes.
How about you, Miss Victoria?
Okay, ma'am. When we talk about skills acquisition is very important. As a student, you have to earn something. They said a skillful person is a safe employed person. You have to do something to earn a living. You can't depend on your parents to give you this or to give you that. And do skills acquisition so that it will help you do some things in school. So to me, skills acquisition is very important to human being or to student because it will help you in some other ways like that.
Okay, that's good. The importance of skill acquisition cannot actually be overemphasized in the world that we have found ourselves, right? Because when we see the realities on ground, we see that there are more people to do the job than there are jobs for them to do, right? So you can find a situation where maybe there is one job opening and you see thousands and thousands of applicants. Though we pray that that will not be your case, because it will be very hurtful to see people with such lofty dreams as you know, being in the frustration, so to say, of not getting jobs and all that. So we pray that you should get jobs. But then let's say if that doesn't work out, what skill would you like to learn, Miss Josephine?
Hairdressing.
Are you already into it or you just want to learn
I will learn it
it? Okay. Why hairdressing of all skills?
because I like something fashion, just hairdressing, plaiting, just do everything.
Looking fine because it's
Fine.
obvious.
Because they used to say that a woman always fine if you plait your hair. So I go into hairdressing.
Okay. How about you, Miss Vicky?
Well, to me, I've not started anything. I've not started any skills. Me, I love my entertaining work and my dancing work. So, if I want to learn any skills, I would like to go for makeup.
Okay.
Yes, because I think that is the trending skills that is going on now.
Okay.
So yes, I have to go for that one.
All right. Now let's talk about the issue of money. We know that money is important in all this, right?
Yes.
So in your choice of this career and what you want to be, are you doing it with the image at the back of your mind that you have to make money out of it, or you're just pursuing passion?
No, we need to have money
Okay.
out of it.
So when you were wanting to be a newscaster, did they tell you that it's very profitable?
I just like to be a newscaster, even though that they are going to pay me much. I would like to pass information. I just like to be a newscaster.
How about you, Mr. Peter? I see you shaking your head.
Yes, seriously, I don't think if there is anything that you can do in this life, you would not love to have money. Seriously, I'm doing it for money and also I have passion for it, seriously.
Okay.
Yes.
How about you, Miss Victoria?
Okay. To me, I'm doing it to earn money, and I'm doing it for the society and the people around me, and it's my passion, and I have to go for it, even if the money will not be much. But as far as the society will be happy of what I'm doing, and I will make everybody proud, I'll go for it.
Okay, it's very impressive to see young people like you thinking the way you are thinking. And it's also unfortunate that there are a lot of young people out there that are just very clueless. They are just probably on the streets wallowing. There are so many that probably have been sent to school and are not putting in their best. So what would you say generally as regards the state of morality of young people in our society? Let's take our own immediate community as an instance. Morally, how would you rate our society? Let's start from you, Mr. Peter.
Okay, seriously, there is so many youth out there that, let me say, some are lazy.
Okay.
Because if you are not lazy, you have something to do that you help yourself. As I'm sitting here, nobody is paying my school fees.
Wow.
I pay my school fees myself. I go to work, I sleep there. In the morning, I take my bath, I go to school. After school, I still go back to work, do my work, do so many things. Like I said, I'm drilling borehole, manual borehole. Somebody can find something to do to help himself. It's not must that your parent will take you to school. If you have passion for school, you can do something that you fetch money that you pay your school fees with.
That's true. How about you, Miss Vicky? What do you think about the state of morality now in our society? Morally, where are young people?
Okay, as my colleague just said, we have plenty youth out there who are not doing anything. As I said earlier on, a skillful person is a safe employed person, and a safe employed person never go hungry. So if you're a skillful person, sure, definitely you can't go and beg out there because you earn a living and you have something doing. So you need to go and do something to earn a living. Stop depending on people. Never go hungry. Do something that will earn a living for you. That's what I have to say, ma'am.
Okay. How about you, Miss Josephine?
Okay. My advice to those youth out there, let them find something doing. It's not must that we must go to school. Let them find something doing to earn living. That is my advice to them.
Okay. So there's an increase in social vices, right? When I say social vices, I mean things like drug abuse. I mean things like armed robbery, a lot of these ills that we see in our society. We can see that it is young people like us, energetic young people, that carried out those kind of things. And I feel like from the point of view of young people, you people should have something to tell us. How can we curb this kind of thing? What do you think we need to do? Now it doesn't, not just the people, now everybody in society. How do you think we can arrest this issue of, young people just doing a lot of bad things in society? Let's start from you, Miss Victoria.
Okay. And to end this calamity, as in this problem of youth doing nothing but going for armed robbery, doing some stuff like that, they need to do something doing. As in, if a youth is having something doing, he won't go out there robbing people, doing sort of things, taking hard drugs. But if he's doing something or he has something doing, he won't even think of such. So if I'm in a position, I would like, or I would advise the youth to have something to do so that it won't lead them to do something bad in the
There's a
society.
saying that an idle mind is the devil's
Yes, it's a
workshop,
good
right?
workshop, yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes.
So how about you, Miss Josephine?
As my colleague just said, let them have work. Let them have something doing. Because lack of this work, that is what lead them to. That is what lead them to everything that they are doing bad thing. So let them have work. Let them have something doing to earn a living.
So is lack of a means of livelihood, or yeah, so to say, lack of maybe a job, an excuse for them to do what they are doing? Mr. Peter.
There's definitely lack of doing something leads you to do so many things that is not right, seriously. And we also need self-discipline. If you discipline yourself, at least you think positive to find something to do for yourself.
Okay.
When you don't think positive, you are always thinking, we are always at home doing nothing. Definitely, you will start doing something that is not right. I could remember last week, I was not having one kobo in my pocket. Just 2 days, I was not having naira. If you know the kind of negative thinking that was coming to my head, God, where will I get money? And I'm used to money. I start thinking, let me go and take somebody's money.
Which is very wrong.
Which is very wrong. But I thank God, at least I'm doing something. Then I now tell myself, no, you have something doing. It's just because of these 2 days that you don't have money, you're trying to do something stupid, this and that. Then something tells me to calm down. And
Okay.
this is how I let it go.
That's good. It's a very good thing to know. Sometimes we need to be able to talk to ourselves, because it's not every time that somebody will be there to advise you. Sometimes you need to be able to advise yourself, tell yourself this is wrong, this is right, and that is where, as he said, the issue of discipline comes in. That even when nobody is looking at you, even when nobody is there, even when nobody is there to tell you that this is wrong, you should be disciplined enough to know that this is wrong. Now let's quickly go back to family, to our parents' opinions on what we are doing. When you were growing up as a child, I remember I told my mother so many things I wanted to become. At some point, I wanted to become a singer. At some point, I wanted to become a nutritionist. At some point, I wanted to become an accountant. I wanted to become so many things. So, was there any form of influence from your family of your choice of, let's say, course to study or future career?
Yes.
Okay, so let's start from you, Miss Josephine.
Yes, ma. Because my father, he told me to study medicine.
Okay.
And I said, kai, this medicine, kai, Mifa, I would not do it.
Okay.
He told me that why. I said, no, I just have passion in newscasting.
Okay.
He said, am I going to do it? Well, I said, no problem, Dad. I will do it. I will make it. He said, okay, it is my choice. Let me just do it. But for him, he wants me to study medicine.
Okay.
Yes, I just convinced him. He just allowed me to do it.
It's a good thing that he allowed you because some parents will not even allow you at all. How about you, Miss Victoria? I can see that there was influence.
Sure, ma. When I was growing up, I told my mom I want to become a doctor when I was growing up. So she was like, okay, fine, fine. So later on when I was growing, I told her I'm not becoming a doctor again. She said, why? I said, no, doctor is not my field again. I want to go for journalism. She said, journalism? I said, yes. She said, okay. She said I should be reading novels, some books like that. Then I start developing the passion for it. Then later on, I told my dad, I'm going for newscasting. He said, why newscasting again? I told him, I love the way I see people casting news, sitting on the chair, people are looking at them, and I love the way they do that. Later on, I came back again. I said, me, I want to become a media presenter.
You will explain to you.
My dad was like, only me? I said, yes. Then my mom now said, I should just stick to one. I said, okay, since I'm an entertainer, I will just go for the presenter. That's how I started developing my orals, how I talk to people, how I do things, how I go out on stage, do my presenting. That was how I started developing the passion, and I'm here as a presenter.
Thank
and
God,
also
your mother
entertainer.
helped you because you wanted to become so many
Yes,
things.
yes, sure.
How about you, Peter?
Definitely, when I was small, then I told my mother I want to be an army officer.
Well,
She said, why do you want to be an army officer? I said, I want to defend my country. That is the reason why I want to be an army officer. Then she said, okay, it's a nice idea. You can be what you wish to be. I even tried army almost 7 times.
wow.
You know, if you don't have somebody there, it is very hard
Nigeria
to get
has to-
seriously. Then I continue trying. They should later call my attention. Maybe you are not destined to be there. Find something. Try another thing to do. Then I say, okay, ma, I will go back to school and study mass communication.
Okay.
Then I got the admission to film and television. Now I enjoy it and I love
I
it.
think that's part of the things that we should also take into consideration, because you find out that a lot of young people, when it comes to finding what to study in school, once they stick to something, they keep applying for years and years and years, and years go by. Or when they want to become something, they just keep, going for that thing, even when it doesn't seem like it is working. So I think from your experience, I'm getting that it is okay to try something else, right? We never can tell what will come out of it. Okay, that's very good. That's very good. And unfortunately, time flies when we're having a good time. It doesn't feel like we should end this program, but we just have to, because time is not on our side. But quickly, before we go, just one word of advice to people out there that are watching you, especially young people that are watching you. We'll start from you, Miss Jasmine.
Thank you, ma. My advice to young people out there, let them find something doing. Let them find work, anything that will help them. Anything that will help them to earn a living, especially work. Even though you are not going to school, find something doing. That is my advice to young people out there.
Thank you so much. Mr. Peter.
Okay, my advice to youth out there is try and find something to do. If you are opportune to be in school, it is good to go to school. Go to school. Even when you are in school, try and be doing something that will help you. It's not most that if you go to school you have something doing at least, but if you have something doing on your own, it will later help you in your life.
Okay, Miss Vicky, briefly.
Okay, my advice for the youth out there, if you know your talents, I want you to establish your talent, show the world what you're made of, so that you know what you can do to the whole world. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you so much, my guests, for being on the show. And thank you so much, everyone out there, for watching this episode of DJ Joe Show. It's been such a wonderful time and we've learned a lot. I hope you tune in again next week, same time, same station, to watch DJ Joe Show. Thank you. I remain your host, Lasto Andele, and enjoy the rest of your day.
DJ Show on TV Taraba. If you believe you can achieve, no matter what it takes. If you believe you can achieve, no matter what it takes. Believe in yourself and do your best. Baba God will do the rest. Believe in yourself and do your best. Baba God will do the rest. DJ.
The Leadership Governance Jalingo 2021 is here. It is an interdenominational conference that deals with church leadership and church governance with the theme Becoming a Better Leader Through Loyalty and Followership.
If you are not loyal to your master, you will not gain access to his heart.
This year, the 2021 edition promises to be better. Convener, Reverend Dr. Victor Fala. Host, Reverend Dr. Isaiah Magaji Jirape, Taraba State CAN Chairman. Guest speakers, Bishop Timothy Yahya, Anglican Bishop Kaduna State, and Bishop Isaac Crown, Presiding Bishop PPCFAN, Bauchi State. Over 23 books authored by the convener, Reverend Dr. Victor Fala, will be on display, and only registered participants will be entitled to a copy each of the book titled Pastoral Loyalty and Followership, along with other inspiring conference materials. Date, 13th and 14th October 2021. Time, 7 a.m. daily. Venue, Khan Center, Jalingo. For participation, hurry now and register at www.godsgraceandlove.org/register or call +234 081 144 2228. Be there.
She turned my love down low. She talks out the go. She want know the conquer. But I want to give you some love. She talks out the go. She want know the conquer. If money not there, now what did she say? Oh, she tell me, say she gonna run away. She can run very far away. I say, Rabba, don't then the baby can't make love. See the baby don't come again. You don't forget back in the day. So be the baby to try. Reason with me. Cause if I don't get today, then I go get them tomorrow. I be one make a die. It no easy for me. Cause if I don't get today, then I go get them tomorrow.
Large-scale agriculture, rail line and road construction, power generation, national identity cards to complement national security, life-touching legislations, as well as national social investment programs, which is the first of its kind in West Africa and almost the largest in the world. Tonight, we shall, however, concentrate on two key areas of military infrastructure and road construction in Nigeria. It is no longer news that Nigeria has been battling insecurity for more than a decade now, which has compelled the present administration to pay special attention to military infrastructure, leading to acquisition of modern air fighters, including sophisticated weaponry. This obviously will equip the military to consolidate victory over heightened security challenges across the Federation. Already there are positives recorded in that regard. Now, government also, in its wisdom, understands the importance of roads to national economy, because without movement of goods and services, the country cannot deliver a buoyant economy that will satisfy the aspirations of Nigerians. That is why today, across nook and cranny of the Federation, there are massive construction and reconstruction of roads. So tonight we continue our conversation on federal government infrastructural development with emphasis on roads and military weaponry. Of course, we will bring you situation reports from zones, while our guest is Engineer Kashim Ali, former President Koren, and the former President, Nigeria Society of Engineers. I am Kenen Ima Abudike. The news now. A total of 15 projects spread across the 6 geopolitical zones of the country are to be financed with more than $4 billion from multilateral institutions under the 2018-2021 medium-term external borrowing plan. Ruth Aguilar's report gives us the details of the borrowing plan as explained by the presidency.
A statement by the Senior Special Assistant to the President on Medium Publicity, Garba Shehu, says President Muhammadu Buhari had requested the Senate to approve sovereign loans of $4.054 billion and 710 million euros, as well as grant components of $125 million for the proposed projects. According to the letter by the President, the sovereign loans will be sourced from the World Bank, French Development Agency, China Exim Bank, International Fund for Agricultural Development IFAD, Credit Suisse Group, and Standard Chartered China Export and Credit. The President's request to the Senate listed 15 proposed pipeline projects, the objectives, the implementation period, benefiting states, as well as the implementing ministries, departments, and agencies. A breakdown of the addendum to the proposed pipeline projects for the 2018-2021 medium-term external borrowing plan shows that the World Bank is expected to finance 7 projects, including the $125 million grant for better education services for all. The Global Partnership for Education grant is expected to increase equitable access for out-of-school children and improve literacy in focus states. The grant, which will be implemented by the Federal Ministry of Education and the Universal Basic Education Commission (UBEC), will strengthen accountability for results in basic education in Katsina, Oyo, and Adamawa states. Other projects to be financed by the World Bank are the State Fiscal Transparency, Accountability and Sustainability Program, as well as the Agro-Processing, Productivity, Enhancement and Livelihood Improvement Support Project. The benefiting states for the Agro-Processing Project are Kogi, Kaduna, Kano, Cross River, Enugu and Lagos, with the Federal Ministry of Agriculture and Rural Development as the implementing ministry. The objective is to enhance agricultural productivity of small and medium-scale farmers and improve value addition along priority value chains in the participating states. Similarly, the World Bank is also financing the Nigeria Sustainable Water Supply, Sanitation and Hygiene (WASH) project in Delta, Ekiti, Gombe, Kaduna, Katsina, Imo and Plateau states for the next 5 years. The project, when completed, is expected to improve rural water supply, sanitation and hygiene nationwide towards achieving sustainable development goals for water supply and sanitation by 2030. Under the external borrowing plan, the World Bank-supported projects also include Nigeria's COVID-19 preparedness and response project under the supervision of the Federal Ministry of Health and Nigeria's Center for Disease Control. No fewer than 29 states are listed as beneficiaries of the Agroclimatic Resilience in Arid Zone Landscape Project, which is expected to reduce natural resource management conflicts in dry and semi-arid ecosystems in the country. The China Exim Bank is expected to finance the construction of the branch line of Apapa Tinkan Island Port under the Lagos-Ibadan Railway Modernization Project. The French Development Agency will finance 2 projects, which include the National Digital Identity Management Project and the Kaduna Bus Rapid Transport Project. The Value Chain Development Program to be financed by IFAD and implemented in Anambra, Benue, Ebonyi, Niger, Ogun, Taraba, Nasarawa, Enugu and Kogi states will empower 100,000 farmers, including over 6,000 and 3,000 processors and traders. The specific project titled Kano Maradi Standard Gauge Rail with a branch to Duse has an implementation period of 30 months and will be implemented by the Federal Ministry of Transport. Credit Suisse will finance major industrialization projects as well as micro, small and medium enterprises schemes to be executed by the Bank of Industry, while Synergio and Standard Chartered Bank will provide funds for the provision of 17 megawatts hybrid solar power infrastructure for the National Assembly complex. Ruth Aguilera, NT News.
President Muhammadu Buhari will depart Abuja Sunday for New York, United States of America, to participate in the 76th session of the United Nations General Assembly. President Buhari will address the Assembly during the general debate on Friday, September 24, when he will speak on the theme of the conference and other global issues. In the course of the Assembly, the Nigerian leader and members of the delegation will partake in other significant meetings, such as the high-level meeting to commemorate the 20th anniversary of the adoption of the Durban Declaration and Program of Action on the theme Reparations, Racial Justice and Equality for People of African Descent. The delegation will also participate in the Food System Summit, high-level dialogue on energy, and the high-level plenary meeting to commemorate and promote the International Day for the Total Elimination of Nuclear Weapons. The President will also hold bilateral meetings with a number of other leaders of delegations and heads of international development organizations. He will be accompanied by Minister of Foreign Affairs Jeffrey Onyema, Attorney General and Minister of Justice Abubakar Malami San, and the Minister of State for Environment Sharon Ikazo. Also on the President's delegation are National Security Advisor Major General Babagana Mongono, retired, Director General, National Intelligence Agency Ambassador Ahmed Rufai Abubakar, Chairman, Nigerians in Diaspora Commission, Abike Dabri Erowa, and the Senior Special Assistant to the President on SDGs, Mrs. Adejoke Orelebe Adefulire. President Buhari is expected back in the country on Sunday, September 26. President Muhammadu Buhari's leadership qualities and administrative style has endeared him to the hearts of African leaders, paving way for Nigerian envoys to be held in high esteem. Nigeria's ambassador to Guinea-Bissau and overseeing Cape Verde, John James Osanga, stated this in an interview with NTA. Anthony Forsen reports.
James Osanga, who received Information and Culture Minister Lai Mohammed upon his arrival in Cape Verde, said the government and people of the two countries he is overseeing have exhibited a high level of respect for Nigeria, with special interest in President Muhammadu Buhari.
The president of Guinea-Bissau sees our president, whom I represent, as his father. So right from the time of presenting my letters of credence, he ensured that he gave me kingly treatment. So I would say I'm very lucky in that regard. He has great respect for President Muhammadu Buhari. He sees him as a father. And I will also say that there are great expectations on the part of the Guinea-Bissau government for what Nigeria can do for them.
John Osanga said Nigeria has a lot to give to Guinea-Bissau and Cape Verde, as they have consistently looked up to Nigeria.
Nigerians can partner with Cape Verde to raise the bar in their pursuit of tourism as a foreign exchange earner. That being the case, there has to be some cultural collaboration. Thank God for the tourism investment forum that just ended. There's great potential in the area of tourism. Of course, Nigerians are known for infrastructural developments, particularly in terms of hotels and stuff like that. There are islands that are yet unexplored, that are yet developed. I would say, if you are bold, give us one island and see what we make of it in 10 years. And then you will see the great potential of Nigerians.
Even though there are some consular challenges, effort is said have been heightened to address them. Anthony Forson, NTA News.
In education, the Nigerian University of Technology and Management has produced its first set of 57 scholars. Vice President Yemi Osinbajo at the graduation ceremony held in Lagos reminded the graduating students of the need for them to work towards solving the challenges facing humanity. State House correspondent Jide Onifade reports.
It is a game-changing idea that found fertile ground to germinate. The idea of building a dream team that will transform the nation for the better. The Vice President has been part of the proponents from the onset, working with others, and the vision is to make the institution a world-class, ranked among the best, nurturing leaders and innovators to create impact in Africa and other parts of the world.
The initiative is crucial because the most significant problems of this generation, especially in Africa, will require innovation in science, in technology, in the management sciences, especially entrepreneurship and innovative leadership, if we are to stand a chance of resolving those problems. And I think sitting before us today, the graduates of the NUTM Scholars Program, we might just be beholding the men and women with the answers to some of the world's most significant challenges.
It's a long journey. Vice President Yemi Osinbajo informs the graduating students as they stepped on board to demonstrate to the world the experience they have gained on this Scholars Program to solving problems facing the nation.
We need to invent and produce cutting-edge AI applications for education, for business, for medicine, for security. A big idea, a massive game changer would always and should always be your target. All of this training cannot be for personal success. There must be something bigger than yourselves that is waiting for you to set your hands upon.
NUTM is creating a center of teaching excellence for STEM and management education that positions students for careers in the 21st century. And as you know, the 21st century is arguably, the technology century. An important corollary is to provide employers with the skills they need, for such a time as this.
Outstanding graduates also received award.
Regardless of where we find ourselves after this, we need to remember to pursue.
It is time to say goodbye. And Omobola Johnson, who is the pioneer dean of the Scholars Program, says all eyes are on the graduating students and urges them not to fail the nation and the institution. In Lagos, Jide Onifade, NTA News.
Gombe South Senatorial District has become the citadel of education within the 2 years of the Inuwaya higher administration in Gombe State. Emmanuel Akila reports that this is the position of All Progressives Congress APC members from the zone, arising from a stakeholders meeting in which they passed a vote of confidence on the governor.
Assemblage of All Progressives Congress APC sons and daughters from Gombe South Senatorial District in support of good governance. The people of Gombe South Senatorial District say they throw their weight in support of the Inuwaya Higher Administration for the provision of the dividends of democracy, the construction of roads under the Network 1100, provision of at least one functional health facility in all the wards in the zone, and the turnaround in the education sector, especially with the renovation of Government Science Secondary School, Lakanji, Kaltingo.
Once the secondary school level is done, universities and polytechnics become so easy for everybody. And that is why he's going. We hope everything will be okay, and that is why he's going, no going back on that. We are satisfied with his performance. We are satisfied with his infrastructural development.
In a communique, they expressed gratitude to the Inuwaya Higher Administration for influencing the establishment of the Federal Polytechnic Kaltungo and other dividends of democracy that have direct bearings on the lives of the people.
Construction of farm training centers across all the local governments in the Gombe South Senatorial District.
The stakeholders unanimously passed a vote of confidence on Governor Inuwaya Haya, pledging support to his administration. Climax of the meeting is a visit on the Mai Kaltungo, Engineer Saleh Muhammadu, for his royal blessings. In Gombe, Emmanuel Akila, NTA News.
And turning to health matters now, where the proposed strike slated to commence today by the Joint Health Sector Unions, JOHESU, and Assembly of Healthcare Professional Associations has been put on hold following resolutions reached at their NEC emergency meeting, but issued a fresh notice of 15 days. A communique at the end of the NEC meeting considers reports of negotiation and reconciliation, including the appeal from President Muhammadu Buhari on the need to show understanding with his administration and the President's pledge to pay any debt owed health workers. Now to security matters. Security agencies in Kaduna State have rescued Major Datong, abducted by kidnappers at the Nigeria Defense Academy staff quarters in Kaduna. He was rescued by combined operations of security agencies. This followed marching order by the top military echelon to relevant security agencies to rescue the abducted major. A statement by Colonel Ezindo Idima, Deputy Director, Army Public Relations, 1 Division of the Nigerian Army, Kaduna, said the troops exchanged fire with bandits, but the gallant troops overpowered them and rescued Major Datong. He, however, sustained minor injury but has been treated and handed over to the Nigeria Defense Academy. Speculations have continued to trail the whereabouts of Dodo of Wawa in Bogu, local government area of Niger State, Dr. Mahmoud Ahmed, 8 days after he was allegedly released from captivity. Fatima Aliyu has an update.
Dodo of Wawa was confirmed released on the 10th of this month by Niger State Police Command through its public relations officer, Wasu Abiodun, after spending 6 days in captivity. However, since the news of the release of the monarch broke, nothing has been heard from him, nor his whereabouts, as confirmed by the Wazir of Wawa, Jafaru Ibrahim Bio.
The fact remains that I have not seen him and I have not spoken with him, but the members of the community of Wawa, and particularly the members of the family, are relying and believing that he's been released from the press statement made by the PPRO of Niger State and the Chief Press Secretary. And we want to relieve our minds, and we want to console, we want to rely on it to believe that by the special grace of God that has been released, they have secured his release. And we want to believe that he most probably should be in Mina.
Diligent efforts made by NTA to get further clarifications on the growing trend from the State Police Command proved abortive, as its public relations officer, Wasu Abiodun, who had earlier confirmed the release of the traditional ruler, declined comment, while the state government has also remained silent on the matter. Meanwhile, since the incident on the 4th of this month, the people of our community have remained calm and going about their lawful businesses. Fatima Aliyu, NTA News.
Police in Zamfara State, in collaboration with some other security operatives, have rescued 20 persons abducted by armed bandits from Basari local government area of Katsina State. Jamilu Ibrahim has more.
Successive rescue of kidnapped victims across Zamfara State is obviously one of the major positive impacts of the strategies recently adopted by government to combat the protracted security challenges bedeviling the state. Some 20 persons comprising men, women and children kidnapped from Kature village in Basari local government area of Katsina State are the latest batch of the captives recently rescued by Zamfara State Police Command.
The victim had been in captivity for 4 months and 27 days. Making the 3 days old baby abducted along with her mother, 5 months old now.
Some of the victims could not, however, make it to the press briefing, and they are currently receiving treatment at a medical facility in Gusau, the state capital.
I urge the good people of Zamfara State to always remain law-abiding and collaborate with the security agencies, that the measures taken by the governor in collaboration with the security agencies are yielding positive results.
Speaker of Zamfara State House of Assembly Nasur Ma'azu Magaria, who was at the State Police Command headquarters Gusau to formally receive the victims on behalf of Governor Bello Muhammad, reaffirmed government's commitment to ensuring safe release of all other persons still in captivity across the state. The rescued kidnapped victims are expected to be handed over to Katsina State government soonest. In Gusau, Jamilu Ibrahim, NTA News.
In the meantime, telecommunication services are yet to resume in Zamfara State despite the expiration of the 2-week period for their shutdown initially ordered by the Nigerian Communications Commission. Zamfara State government, however, says the actual date for the resumption of the telecommunication networks in the state is yet to be decided. Jamilu Ibrahim tells us more.
The telecommunication services were expected to resume on 17 September 2021. Zamfara State government, however, says the actual date for the resumption of the services in the state is yet to be decided, as a report of a committee set up to review the impact of the shutdown so far is being awaited.
Now that the 2 weeks have elapsed, the state government is consolidating the gains or otherwise the impact of the measures taken to see whether there is the possibility of extending it or stopping it.
As the government regrets inconveniences the measure has continued to cause the law-abiding citizens, it enjoins them to be more patient and fervently pray for the overall success of the struggle to restore lasting peace in all parts of Zamfara State.
The government is doing everything possible to ensure that they are secured, including their lives and property.
Now, how do people of the state view the situation?
It has helped greatly in fighting the bandit and the other insecurity problems in the state.
We have to cope with it.
For most people of Zamfara State, enjoying the socio-economic negative impact of the telecommunication services shutdown is a walkover if it could actually serve the purpose of achieving the much-desired peace and tranquility in the state. In Gusau, Jamilu Ibrahim, NTA News.
The Ebonyi State Police Command has neutralized IPOB members and recovered ammunition. The command's public relations officer, Loveth Oda, says the hoodlums who allegedly murdered 7 commuters on Monday, 19th August 2021 and set ablaze their vehicle at Anike village while enforcing their illegal sit-at-home order were trailed to their hideouts at Okawu Forest in Onitsha local government area of the state. Meanwhile, the command says efforts are on to arrest other fleeing members. Now, the newly constructed guard post building at Egunyo Transmission Office of NTA Abeokuta to enhance security operations has been inaugurated. The building was donated by the Central Bank of Nigeria Abeokuta branch. Yemi Dalemo reports.
Realizing the need to support NTA Abeokuta in carrying out its duties under a secured environment, the Central Bank of Nigeria Abeokuta branch extended its corporate social responsibility to the station and commenced work on the construction of a modern guard post at the Egunyo's office. Handing over the guard post building, the Apex Bank's branch controller Wahab Hosseini says the initiative is hinged on the directive by the CBN governor that state branches should support projects that can improve the quality of life in the community.
The funding comes from the pocket of all the staff in every branch. So there is no budget for it. It's a yearly thing and there is nothing. We must submit to the governor of Central Bank of Nigeria as what Abeokuta branch has carried out this year.
Appreciating the Central Bank of Nigeria, Director General NTA Malam Yakubu Ibn Mohammed, who was represented by the General Manager NTA Abeokuta, Fumi Wakama, says security of lives of personnel working in the environment, including guarding of government assets, is crucial.
Again, we want to appreciate the CBN Abeokuta branch for impacting positively on the society through the construction of this purpose-built guard house. We could go a long way to assist in solving our security challenges. With the guard house in place, we can now rest assured of a safe environment for our staff and our equipment.
Yemi Dalemo, NT News.
Away from security matters now, President Muhammad Buhari extends heartfelt condolences to President Abdelmadjid Tebboune of Algeria on the death of the country's former president, Abdelaziz Bouteflika. The president also commiserates with the family of the former president and the Algerian people as they mourn the loss of the remarkable leader who ruled the country for 20 years. President Buhari believes that Bouteflika, as a veteran in the civil war that led to Algeria's independence, a foreign minister, president of the United Nations General Assembly during the 1974-1975 sessions, and a political leader, made significant contributions to the development of his country. On the African front, the Nigerian leader notes that Bouteflika was a true Pan-Africanist, and his legacy of securing the Algiers peace treaty between Eritrea and Ethiopia and supporting peace efforts in the Africa Great Lakes region will not be forgotten. You're watching Weekend File on the NTA Network Service. More news after this timeout. To stay.
You don't know how stressed it is when you're this kid. Are you still there? If you're not getting me fresh meat, do you understand?
Okay, I'm at the meat.
Can you be your call, please? Okay, give me that one. Go by your side.
Where do I buy all these things now? Hey, go get Glow Bereket and call Madam.
The heavyweight voice and data plan. Get 600 Naira free credit plus 700% bonus on every recharge and up to 100% bonus on data plans.
The federal government has commenced second phase of COVID-19 vaccination. If you are 18 years and above and unvaccinated, register at www.nphcda.vaccination.gov.ng. Visit the nearest vaccination site to receive AstraZeneca or Moderna COVID-19 vaccine as first dose. If you received your first dose of AstraZeneca vaccine before 8th July, get your second dose now. All COVID-19 vaccines are free and certified safe. At the vaccination site, you can check blood pressure and know your diabetes risk status. Children aged 0 to 23 months will receive childhood vaccines and screened for malnutrition. After vaccination, continue to adhere to COVID-19 prevention protocols. For more information, visit www.nphcda.gov.ng or call 0700-220-1122. This message is from the National Primary Healthcare Development Agency.
Looking fresh for your days? Get even fresher with Close Up. New Close Up Triple Fresh formula. It cleans deeply, fights 99% of bacteria, and cools intensely. Keeping you protected and fresh. Protected and fresh. Protected and fresh. Take a picture. Protected and fresh. Still fresh. Still protected. Feeling cool and protected. All day confidence to get close. Oh, yeah, take me closer. Close. New Close Up Triple Fresh formula.
We love dances that create wow performances. And for many stains, we need wow. Amazing washing power. Each wow pack gets a lot of clothes clean and fresh. Wow. Washes a lot, saves a lot.
Wow Wash and Win Millions promo. Millions of Naira, daily prizes, and a million Wow sachets are up for grabs. Buy Wow now. Offer valid till October 25th, 2021.
Indomie welcomes you back to school. Have a session filled with lots of fun and excitement. Stay safe, stay healthy. Indomie noodles, tasty nutrition, good for you.
Sometimes before I step on stage, my mind gets clouded and it feels like I'm on a different stage. Sometimes it feels like I'm on the losing side. But that's when I know it's time to take that deep, tum-tum cooling breath. It's my calm before they feel my storm.
Welcome back to Weekend File. Fleet renewal, reduction in maritime crimes in the Gulf of Guinea, and surrendering insurgents. These are a few of the gains recorded by the Nigerian military under the Buhari administration. Defense correspondent Najatu Tijani tells us more.
Strike after strike, the Nigerian military, comprising the Nigerian Army, Navy and Air Force, have battled insurgents to secure Nigeria's territorial integrity in keeping the vow made in 2015 by the President and Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces of Nigeria, Muhammadu Buhari. In a war which has displaced hundreds and claimed the lives of thousands, including military personnel, the federal government has strived to keep its promise by upgrading military hardware and equipment and retraining personnel in line with international best practices overseen by the Ministry of Defense.
With the coming of the President, that we look at the problems confronting the armed forces in relation to the fighting going on in the northeast, and that initiative before the banditry in the north central or in the northwest.
Under the Buhari-led government, the military has expanded its indigenous manufacturing program and forged partnerships with indigenous companies for the production and supply of various parts for equipment, as demonstrated by the manufacture of 52 locally produced Ezugu mine-resistant ambush-protected vehicles from the Defense Industries Corporation of Nigeria, ordered by the Nigerian Army.
Given the experiences we've had over the past 5-6 years, I think that the Boko Haram elements, as well as the Islamic State in West Africa, criminals that are still lurking around in some of the fringes of the Lake Chad, of course, will crush them.
The Nigerian Navy acquired a new LST landing ship tank in 40 years, NNS Lana, and also launched the Falcon Eye project, a state-of-the-art surveillance system for maritime security, because it gives a bird's eye view of activities over Nigeria's maritime domain, while effectively degrading piracy and other crimes around the Gulf of Guinea and beyond. By launching this sophisticated surveillance system, Nigeria has shown leadership and re-exerted its position as a military power in Africa.
The Nigerian Navy is fully conscious of the huge investment of the nation, which has continued to make for improved maritime security, as evidenced by this infrastructure being commissioned today.
The Nigerian Air Force has also received one of its highest investments in decades for fleet renewal, enabling it to acquire more than 24 new platforms since 2016, the latest being the 829 Super Tucano.
Historic milestones of the President Muhammadu Buhari-led administration's unwavering resolve to equip and energize the Nigerian Air Force, and indeed the entire armed forces of Nigeria.
These achievements, the presidency says, are an indication of the federal government's clear commitment to containing emerging threats in the country, and are by no means exhaustive, as government will continue to leave no stone unturned until peace reigns supreme. In the meantime, the presidency urges all Nigerians to remain united in supporting the Nigerian military, which will continue to become a formidable force for the protection of all citizens. Naja'atu Tijani, NTA News.
The commitment of the federal government to cut infrastructural deficits, especially in road development across the country, is steadily working out, with the Southwest as a major beneficiary. Sitting atop this catalogue of interventions is the 127-kilometer Lagos-Ibadan Expressway, where there has been heightened efforts to meet the 2022 delivery date. And Deni Taiwo completes the report.
In the last 1 year, the Minister of Works and Housing, Babatunde Raji Fashola, has paid about 6 working visits to Lagos State. Apart from the Apapa-Oshodi-Orun-Shoke Expressway, currently undergoing full reconstruction, his major item of interest is the Lagos-Ibadan Expressway, where reconstruction work was flagged off in 2013. With a 2022 deadline, the project, at over 60% completion, is on the home run, and for him, a presidential mandate that touches on ease of doing business soon to be delivered.
This section you are standing on now is almost completed. So there's progress, and with the imminence of dry weather now. You've heard from the contractor, we will double our capacity here.
Already, 90 out of the 127-kilometer stretch has been completed with 2 major contractors working on sections 1 and 2 of the highway from both ends in Ibadan and Lagos.
I'm sure there won't be any delay because there is no funding problem. NSI is funding it. Once any section of the job is completed, payments has never been a problem.
The landscape of Oyo-Ogbomoso Section 2 of the Ibadan-Ilorin Expressway is also changing, with 47% of the work done.
The recent upgrading design that we implement on this road should give an answer to increased traffic, to new types of vehicles.
After years of neglect, similar respite will come the way of motorists along Sango-Otaidiroko Road, as the federal government also announced plan for total reconstruction of the 64-kilometer international corridor. As they are delivered one after the other, this rejigged road infrastructure are projected to have positive impact on the economy as well as safety of road users. In Lagos, Adini Itaiwo, NTA News.
Joining us in the studio live is our engineer Kashim Ali, former president, Council for the Regulation of Engineering in Nigeria, Koren, and former president, Nigeria Society of Engineers. Engineer Ali, welcome to Weekend File.
Thank you very much, Kenny.
Of course, you've been keeping tabs on the tape of roads, construction, reconstruction, and the rehabilitation across the country. Sometimes some of us say it is a theater of construction as far as road is concerned right now. Of course, considering the fact that most of these roads that we're talking about have been abandoned for a long time in the past or not given much attention as they require. But we're beginning to see a lot more difference in that area. How do you react to that?
Well, I'm happy that something is happening, and if I'm to quote the Honorable Minister of Works, he says in every state of the Federation now there's an activity going on. But our prayer is that the activities will get to completion, because the interesting thing about road is, if it's like a road that has a problem is like a wound. If you start treatment, you must complete the treatment, otherwise the wound may expand. You know, a wound could be in incubation, sort of, and then once you open it, you must clean it out and sort it out, otherwise it could now blow out. So that is the only thing, and that means there has to be more resources allocated so that these roads are taken to their terminal point. Otherwise, again, we could get into problem. But so far, the fact that the government feels now they need to focus on road development is something that we're sharing, because roads are like you said, roads are the arteries with for the pulses of the economy. Because with roads, farmers can take their products from the farm to the market. Traders can move around their goods. Children can go to school. People can go to the hospital. And there could be social interaction. As a matter of fact, the easiest way to curtail insecurity is to provide roads. Because most often information is a build-up of fake information that brings about insecurity. Because I give an example. Maybe in a village A that is not so far away from village B, but because the road is bad, somebody comes from there and says they are killing people there, of a particular group are being killed there, and the people in village A will just react without confirming, because going there will be a long process. But if the road were there, somebody will just take a dash to confirm. And it has been proven all over the world, and even in Nigeria.
Now, for us as a people, how do you look at the economic impact of these roads that are opening here and there, particularly to those at the hinterlands where some of these roads, done? Because for a long time, many of those rural communities have not been partaking in economic activities because of bad roads.
Yeah, you know, okay, let me use, I only like to use life examples. If you recall, late 80s, 90s, the Kaduna South used to be a hotbed of violence, intertribal, all manners of violence, and investigation showed that there was lack of information. People could not move from one point to the other, and there was a lot of false information going around. There's a Governor McCarthy, decided to do roads, and because the villages were linked, that brought all those things. Now what we have now is a different kind of insecurity, but that insecurity that was there before had been eliminated by the provision of roads. That is what road does, because road brings about civilization. The truth is, if there's a bush around the village and you just do a road through it, before you see migration. Everybody wants to be close to the road, and people migrate there. There are many communities. I recall going to Oshogbo first around 2005, 2006, and you want to go to you are on Ife Road, you turn in, you keep driving until you get to one that they call Bongbong, you turn left, you go into the town, and you describe the town in terms of one filling station or one house or the other. But when the administration of Aregbesola came in, he decided to do a road and even a set of bridges at the periphery of the town to link the villages that were adjoining the town of Oshogbo. Today, Oshogbo is a complicated place. I went there when I was going one time. I had a function to attend, and I was a bit late. People were saying they will have someone to wait for me to. I said, no, what to wait for me? Oshogbo, that you can close your eyes and go. Just describe to me in terms of filling station, and I know I'll get there. Of course, I got to Oshogbo and I was lost because that had happened. So that is the power of road. That is the power of transportation in any society. In cities that have grown, if migration have only things that bring people to, apart from water, the next thing that brings people to places is road.
Okay. We're discussing groundbreaking achievements by the federal government, part 2, tonight on Weekend File. Time for our second break. Do stay with us.
This na the story of Pekin, we rise to the max. Rain or shine, it not settle for less. Na the story of small boy we get big talent. Wait to, it be like say na the story of one man we fall, but we bounce back in style.
What's the way to motivate you? I want that big, special, and great.
Watching us live from Big Brother House Studio.
Joy for Osim and his teammates at Chapel as well.
Let we enjoy Max Entertainment together.
Sports or movies, telenovela or cartoon, music or reality TV. With just 6,900 naira, you fit get your GoTV decoder plus 1 month Max subscription. Make you enjoy over 75 channels with for GoTV Max. Make you and your special ones enjoy better things on Max levels. GoTV, love it.
Nigerian youths are about the greatest assets the country has at the moment. It is therefore not surprising that the administration of President Muhammadu Buhari is strategically responding to the yearnings of the youth through multiple projects and programs. Youth entrepreneurship support years by Bank of Industry, the Youth Investment Fund by the CBN, and several other conditional cash transfer programs. Recruitment of 774,000 social workers, majority of whom are youth, and so many other projects that are beneficial to youths directly or indirectly. If the administration can do all this, definitely with a degree of patience and time, we can achieve more. Nigerian youths must come together to say no to terrorism, no to vandalism, and no to all disruptive tendencies. Hashtag Youth for Greater Nigeria. Pacifying the youths, unifying the nation.
I did enjoy Nollywood film, Orisun, PBO, AMC. Be my best channel. But ST Nollywood Plus, they show the latest Nollywood blockbuster on top classic bouquet. How I want to watch them?
My pikin dey enjoy 5 children's channels. But what can add DreamWorks on top of?
I be telenovela lover and I like ST Novella E and Starlight. But I hear say the series on ST Novella E Plus on top classic bouquet. The torture person pass waiting I dey see now. And I won't watch them. Shall I go need pay 800 naira extra?
From September 1, Star Times, they summer you better package. But no fear, we no increase price. Join this offer. Make basic bouquet subscribers just pay for 1 month and then go fit to watch 3 Obonge extra channels from Classic Bouquet. This I will never finish. Recharge Classic or Super Bouquet for 1 month and you fit be one of the 400 lucky people them. We go win smartphone. Terms and conditions stay shallow. More value, same price. Star Times. Enjoy digital life.
Job creation, skill acquisition, and innovation among Nigerian teeming youth and access to credit facilities by the present administration. Part 2, that is our focus on NTA Tuesday Live next week, bridging the gap of unemployment and strengthening poverty reduction in Nigeria. Tuesday Live, every week at 10:30 p.m. It promises to be incisive and educative. Don't miss it.
Thank you for staying with us on Weekend File. We'll be discussing with our engineer Kashim Ali, former president of Koreng and former president Nigeria Society of Engineers, of course, on the groundbreaking achievements by the federal government. Let's quickly look at inroads in security. Of course, this present administration has made tremendous achievements in tackling insecurity as of today.
Yeah. Of course, they have done that, including providing hardware and the software in some areas also. But again, even the issue of road that we're discussing cannot be taken away from it. If you recall, in the early days of the Boko Haram, most of their targets were bridges and even roads, dropping explosives on roads to create craters, to make movements of people and even the military difficult. So, the military decided to take it up by themselves to do their roads, because everywhere in the world, the military has been used even to make roads during the peacetime. Anybody who has gone to engineering school knows that there are many procedures that we've used in dealing with issues, in fact, that are standard procedures used internationally that originated from the military. Like today, the best bridge you can use in emergency was designed and constructed, fabricated by the military. The Bailey bridges, those are the bridges for the military. So they have deployed all those things. They have also used our colleagues in the military to develop a lot of in-house equipment they could use to tackle. There's the Air Force training school in Kaduna. They are into a lot of manufacturing. The Defense Industry Corporation has been also doing a lot. There are even some small groups that are also doing within their barracks and everything to do all that. So a lot has been done, but of course the military will keep their information to themselves, and even when we have access, also we're supposed to help them by keeping such information to ourselves. So there's a lot, but you see, maybe I can talk about the attitude of citizens to all this, because first and foremost, those in the military are also Nigerians. They are citizens in uniform. We must appreciate that and also see whatever we have in the larger society as constraints. They also face such constraints of funding, constraints of even environmental factors that are not inimical to progress. All those things do exist in every strata of society in Nigeria. So that could have been, that will certainly affect their output, but we should not hold them the way some people hold them as incompetent, and I think they are not at all. I've had an interaction with the military because I had the privilege of going to NIPS, and I was there with many military officers from all the services, the Army, the Navy, the Air Force, the other security agencies, and I found them to be very brilliant. It's not the military. People sometimes tend to look down on the military. It's not the military of those days that went to fight the World War. The military of today are brilliant young people who have the zeal, who want to serve their fatherland. So they are there not because they have nothing else. They are there because they want to do. For instance, in my younger days, I wanted to be in the military.
Oh, you too.
I wanted, but why I couldn't? I wanted to fly. I loved to fly.
Yes.
But
okay, you would have been in the Air Force.
My blood group was not appropriate for flying at that time. That's why I couldn't
okay,
fly.
Engineer Ali. Thank you for coming on Weekend File tonight. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
We'll be discussing with Engineer Kashim Ali, former President Koren, and former President Nigerian Society of Engineers. Of course, this is Weekend File. Let's go on our last break.
Works and housing has the responsibility to help improve the quality and the quantity of the road infrastructure assets, which are the roads and the bridges and the highways. At the moment, we have over 13,000 kilometers of road network under repair, reconstruction, or rehabilitation out of the existing 35,000 kilometers of federal road network. These 13,000 kilometers are comprised of about 850 different contracts which the ministry superintends across Nigeria. We are fulfilling the mandate of our ministry to expand the connectivity of Nigeria's states and by extension the towns and villages through road transport.
The sports update is next with Tamara Ebiwe.
Thank you, Kenneth. Welcome to Sports Update. Just to let you know that the AfroBasket is on, and Nigeria's D Tigresses has defeated Mozambique 67 to 50 points in their opening game. Talking football now, hostilities resume on Sunday at the Mobolaji Johnson Arena for match day 4 of the Aisha Buhari Cup, with Morocco up against Mali. Meanwhile, head coach of Nigeria Super Falcons, Randy Waldrum, is optimistic Nigeria will win the trophy. They play the Bayana of South Africa on Tuesday.
That's why we play these games, is to find out what we're doing well and to find out those areas we need to make sure we clean up before
The Rwanda Volleyball Federation and the Rwanda Ministry of Sports have abruptly brought to an end the 2021 African Women's Volleyball Championship in Kigali. The federation ordered all participating teams and officials to leave the country within 24 hours, following the decision of International Volleyball Federation to suspend Rwanda for fielding ineligible players. Head coach of Nigeria, Samuel Ajayi, had filed a protest against Rwanda, which led to their disqualification. Rwanda's disqualification moved Nigeria to top of Pool B and qualifying for semi-finals, their first in 16 years. And finally, Dozie Nwachukwu has emerged winner of the tennis event of the 2021 Nigeria Society of Engineering Games, which ended Saturday at Package B of the Moshood Abiola National Stadium, Abuja. He defeated Bankole Olawale 4-1, 4-2.
To participate in this game, you meet yourself, you ask your friend, you discuss issues, and networking has started. And a lot of people will be beneficiary of this.
It has to do with medicals. So we are trying to bring up a connection between sport and engineering.
12 sporting events, including table tennis, chess, Monopoly, and Scrabble, were competed for by over 80 athletes from across the country. And that's Sports Update. Kenneth, you're on.
Thank you very much, Tamara. The weather report for Sunday is next. Alright, that wouldn't be coming after all. Let's quickly remind you that you need to be a star with the NTA in our fight against rape and rapists. Thank you immensely for watching Weekend File. My name is Kenneth Ima Abulike. Good night.
It's Young John, the wicked producer.
Beauty mama, you know I like you so. See, yeah, cherish you. I stand for you. I wouldn't lie to you, but I feel like for you. In the night, girl, I'm down for you. Girl, I'm down. Oh, you talk to me, oh mama, free oh, balon for me that baby, oh, I think I find it in you. Oh, I think I find it in you. See, if I'm to choose, girl, I choose you. If I'm to lose, girl, I want to lose with you. They say that taboo, but girl, I see truth in you. You, she walk on it for me. Do you really care? Show me bomb for me, baby. Show me in a towel. To be sincere, I will do almost anything for you. Anything for you. I want to. Yeah, cherish you. I stand for you. I won't lie to you, but I feel like for you. In the night, girl, I'm down for you. Girl, I'm down. Oh, you talk to me, oh mama. Free, oh. Baby, all I seek I find it in you. All I seek I find it in you. Guy, if I'm to shoot, girl, I'll shoot for you. Ain't gonna kill, baby, just a bullet wound. Prayed about you last night, you get married. Yeah, I'm a mama liar. If you buy infinity, would you buy for me, oh? When I make activity, would you come for me, oh? Step into the light and let me see your face. See your face. I want to. Yeah, cherish you. I stand for you. I won't lie to you, but I feel like for you. In the night, girl, I'm down for you, girl, I'm down. Oh, you talk to me, oh mama. Free, oh, balon, so let me die, oh, with you. Baby, all I seek I find it in you. 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 Show a kiss.
A warm welcome to TV Taraba News at 10 p.m. I am Nancy Anthony Dogonyaro. A one-day advocacy program for youth in Taraba State to participate in governance has ended in Jalingo, the Taraba State capital. The program brought youth from all walks of life to brainstorm on their future. TV Taraba News correspondent Audu Baba Bumble was there and now completes the reports.
Addressing participants during the advocacy program, the convener Taraba's future is now. Barrister Sunday Stevens said the aim of the gathering was to reawaken the youth on the Not Too Young to Run Act passed by the National Assembly and signed by President Muhammadu Buhari on the 31st May 2013, which according to him has not been enforced.
The President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria on the 31st of May 2018 signed the Not Too Young to Run Act, and it has been in operation since then. But you all agree with me that we have not seen anything of that law. And as a lawyer, I feel that the youth of Taraba State and Nigeria, we should begin to give effect to every provision of that law.
According to him, youths are the backbone of every nation and wonders why they are not being allowed to partake in decision-making process of the country. Barrister Sunday called on youth in the country and Taraba State in particular to imbibe patience, perseverance, and hard work, saying that there is nothing impossible to a man that is determined to succeed.
And that is the reason why I have come to lead this cause, to cause those who are living in fear to have courage, because babies don't go to war. We need to conquer our fears in order to change our society. If we continue the way we are going, if we allow fear to overshadow us, there will be no future for the generation that is coming ahead of us.
Speakers at the awareness program commended the convener for the vision, calling on youth to be self-determined.
If there's any man, any young man I knew in Taraba that is well I is bound, is Barrister Sunday Stevens. He's a man of his words. Our only one is to promise that we are going to give him all the support that we will require in this movement. And we will pray that the movement will be successful and keep gathering.
For our convener to come with such an idea at this time, that everybody is in need of a youth to come to a vital position in our nation, I think this is a commendable idea.
I want to appreciate your effort for coming up with these ideas. You talking about the youth, involving your movement is a very nice one.
They also call on youth to be focused on all that they do so that they can be good leaders whenever the opportunity comes their way. Audu Baba Bambo, TV Taraba News.
Now we go into religious matters. Nisa Usunna Taraba State Chapter has inaugurated its newly elected executives to run the affairs of the organization. The swearing-in ceremony, which took place at the conference hall of the Taraba State Muslim Council Secretariat, was attended by members of the organization from within and outside the country. Correspondent Kabiru Jalo was there for TV Taraba News.
Nisa Sunnah, which was established 6 years ago, is an integral part of Jamaatul Izalatul Bidya wa Iqamati Sunnah, JIBUIS, with branches across the country, with the aim of assisting the less privileged in the society, as well as the propagation of Islam. The organization, which came to limelight in 2018 in Taraba State, with its members offering several humanitarian services, with branches in 15 local government areas of Taraba State. This gathering that has brought together Islamic scholars, politicians, traditional leaders and women from all walks of life are here for another inauguration of executives of Nisa Sunnah for Taraba State Chapter. The National Amirat of Nisa Sunnah, Hajia Rabiatu Baba Zaria, while inaugurating the members, said that their focus should be to inculcate good moral upbringing to the younger generations in the country, assisting women to overcome some of the common challenges they faced in their matrimonial homes, as well as preaching against drug abuse and other social vices that are inimical to the progress of women in Islam.
Muna karantarwa a bisa abin da ya shafi tarbiyyar yaya. Mun waye gari tarbiyyar maza da mata ƴaƴanmu matasa shaye-shaye na rinjaya har a cikin gidan matan aure. Mun waye gari kamar yadda na ce mata suna ta'ammuli da zuwa wajen bokaye. To wannan yana daga cikin abin da ya sa mu mata mu tsayi wajen ganin mun kau da wannan muguwar ɗabi'a.
Chairman of the occasion, Dr. Ibrahim Jalo Jalingo, represented by Malam Muhammad Jingudo Barkindo, said that Islam has accorded so much respect and dignity to women and reminded them of their roles Islamically and cautioned them against un-Islamic way of dressing.
Musulunci ya karrama ku, Musulunci ya girmama ku, Musulunci ya ba ku dukkan yanci da ya kamata.
Presentation on the contribution of women in nation building by Sheikh Ahmad Muhammad Boyi, Chairman, Council of Ulamas, Taraba State, Jibuis, who quoted several verses of the glorious Quran and the tradition of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, with examples from the wives of the Prophet and those of their companions' wives, encourage women to emulate same for the propagation of Islam.
فكم من نساء هذه الأمة يصنعوا ديوة عند الشماتة لون الأمة تقتدي بزينب بنت جهش بسكي كويدا إلى أمهات المؤمنين زينب بنت جهش التي كانت تكنى بأم المساكين وتتزمان متى الكنيا لأول مسكيني سبور يدسكي لكيوتا وتتنا ليوم الهيدي.
Hajia Aisha Salmanu Amirat, Nisal Sunnah Taraba State Chapter, thanked those that attended the occasion. The Galadima Muri, Al-Haji Lamido Tukur Abba Tukur, and some stakeholders congratulated the executive and urged them to be strictly guided by the laws of the organization, charging them to stand firm in teaching against any act that is of no virtue amongst women in the society, and wish the executives well in their future endeavors.
Da waɗanda suke aihuwa su tabbatar da likita ƙwararru suna duba su, musamman abin da ya kira antenatal da ke makamancin su.
Kaga ba amfani ka samu ka ki taimako, iya abin da Allah ya baka ka taimaka.
Hakan yi sa'u na Taraba na tabbatar da mata gaskiya su ma abokan tafiya ne.
Kuma dukkan muna roƙon Ubangiji Allah ya yawaita mana irin waɗannan mata na nisa'un.
Akwai likitoci suna sunna, akwai lauyoyi suna sunna, akwai su musamman suna sunna, akwai 'yan kasuwa.
Nisa'u Sunnah Taraba State Chapter has 14 executives that will mind the affairs of the organization in the state. Kabir Jalo, TV, Taraba News.
The acting registrar of the Taraba State University, Jalingo, Mr. Joseph Umar Bibino, has been bestowed with a Meritorious Youth Service Award. The award was bestowed on him by the Youth Ministry of the Southern Conference of the United Methodist Church, UMCN, during their national annual concert held at the Joli Nyame Foundation, Power. Our reporter Hassan Garba completes the reports.
The Youth Ministry Southern Conference of the United Methodist Church decided to honor the acting registrar of the Taraba State University Jalingo, Mr. Joseph Umar Bibino, alongside some others at this year's National Music Concert for his contributions to youth development. The award was presented to the recipient by the Director of National Ministries UMC Southern Conference, Reverend Philip Mikadopa, who commended the recipient for his positive impact toward youth development. He encouraged the awardee never to relent in living a life of impact upon his immediate community, especially those pertaining to youth development.
We pray that this award will
ginger you to do more to the glory and honor of God Almighty. May God bless you and keep you for His own glory. Amen.
The award recipient, Mr. Joseph Umar Bibino, while appreciating the youth ministry of the UMC for honoring him in such a way, advised the youth to channel their energy towards academic pursuit, as it is key to purposeful lifestyle. He also told the youth to venture into viable economic activities that can help them contribute immensely to the development of their communities.
In fact, I don't deserve it, but God knows why He has given me this responsibility by even awarding me this award of excellence. And my message to the youth is that all youths should learn to go to school. That is the only thing we can do. And the only legacy that parents can leave to their children is to sponsor them to go and study. And the university is there open for all of us. I'm calling all those who are qualified, those who have their papers, they should come up so that they take their admission and also study.
The youth convention was tagged Faith National Concert with the theme Where is Your Faith? Taken from Luke chapter 8 verse 25a. Hassan Garba, TV Taraba News.
Let's pause for some messages. TV Taraba News at 10 p.m. We'll be right back.
This is Pastor Peniel Samuel and Charity Peniel. We are pastors of Dunamis International Gospel Center, Jalingo. We welcome you to the month of September. We are especially inviting you to our 3 Power Park services. The first Sunday of the month is a Blessing Sunday. Second Sunday of the month is our Holy Ghost Sunday, and the third Sunday of the month is our Impartation Sunday, and the last Sunday of the month is our Testimonies and Thanksgiving service. Your life can never remain the same. In Jesus' name.
Amen. We look forward to seeing you. Yes. The services are 6:30 a.m., 8 a.m., and 10 a.m. Tell your friends and loved ones to join us and let God transform your life. God bless you.
Amen.
Glad to have you back. A two-charge conference of the UMC and TSBS Month 6 has commenced in Jalingo, the Taraba State capital. The conference, which is the 11th session, was declared opened by Reverend Irmia Bako, the superintendent in charge of Kona districts. Audu Baba Bumper has more.
The 2021 Church Conference of the Church, which is being attended by all the delegates, is aimed at deliberating on issues that can move the Church forward. During the Church Conference, reports from various committees will be presented before the delegates for decision to be taken on them. In his address of welcome, the resident pastor of the UMC and TSBS Month 6, Jalingo, Reverend Johnson Habu, thanked members for standing by them in all the activities of the church, despite the numerous challenges. He also thanked members of the church for their support in all areas to see that the gospel is spread. Also speaking, the district superintendent in charge of Kona district, Reverend Irmia Ilia Bako, called for unity among members of the church. He advised delegates at the conference to deliberate on issues that can move the church forward, and also commended members for their support.
Last month, I was there at Galilee. The bayan kafawa na Tabuni, I've seen a lot of development shirin da ake yi na bishara a Galilee. Gaskiya ina son gode ma mutanen Galilee, ina son gode ma mutane da halin kai da kuke yi a can. Idan an kafa wuri daga baya mutum ya koma ya ja ga irin wancan cin gaba. Wasu ne ba kafa wancan wuri da mugun zuciya ba. An kafa wuri ne domin bishara ya ci gaba.
In his speech, the church lay leader, Brother Jacob Auta, had earlier thanked the clergy for their being patient with the laity, pray God to bless them abundantly. Brother Jacob Auta also called on members to keep on supporting the church with all their strength. In a short exhortation, Deacon Emmanuel John read from 2 Chronicles chapter 14, verses 11, with the message, "On you will depend." The preacher admonished the faithful to always depend on God rather than depending on human. According to him, when God stands for a person, no one can challenge him.
Kowa yana son nuna gwaninta in ba ni ba babu wani.
gari ba babu kowa. Kowa yana so ya yi ɗauki matsayin Allah, ya yi amfani da shi. Kowa yana so a ce sai wane, sai wane. Allah kuma ya san da kai ne a matsayin sai wane.
Delegates also spoke on their expectation from the conference.
I am very pleased that we are making progress. Because we had an annual conference last year of the church conference last year. The turnout was not like this.
Expectation at the end of this church conference is that just like the theme of the conference is in Hausa, Gare ka muke dogara, that this we depend on God. All the resolutions that we pass today, because we depend on God, I believe that at the end of the year 2020, 21, 2022, we will be able to achieve almost all that this church conference will bring forth on the table.
We call on the United Methodist Church to unite together through the body of Christ. They should forsake all that has been happening and look unto Jesus.
The church conference of recent years is a wonderful section with all the reports presented and are ready for publication based on the work done.
Audu Baba Bambo, TV Taraba News.
As part of its corporate and social responsibilities, the Dunamis Church International Jalingo this Saturday pulled out its members to the streets of Mayadasa area for an environmental sanitation exercise. Hosanna Caleb Daniel was there and now reports on the exercise.
These are members of the Dunamis Church International Jalingo, who have come out in their numbers this Saturday for a sanitation exercise on the streets of Mayodasa area of Jalingo, the Taraba state capital. Commenting on the exercise, Pastor Pennell Samuel and his wife, Mrs. Charity Pennell, said in the scriptures, cleanliness is next to godliness. As such, it is important they keep the household of God and the environment clean, and by so doing, she said, one tends to benefit from it. They encourage churches to imbibe the culture of organizing such activities, even as the church intends to extend the exercise to other parts of the state capital.
Cleanliness, they say, is next to godliness. So we are godly people. And godly people living in a tidy environment is not right. So we decided to play the role to make sure the environment is clean. And number two, I think it's part of our social responsibility to make sure where we live, where our church is. And we're in Jalingo now. We're trusting God that this exercise will not just end here. And very, very soon we'll take it all over the town to make sure Jalingo is clean.
When you are in a clean environment, you will enjoy so many benefits. One is health. If you live in a dirty environment, definitely you can get sick. Infection, bacteria, and all that. So, but when everywhere is clean, you will enjoy a fresh atmosphere to really serve God better.
Adding their voices to the exercise, the second pastor of the church, Pastor T.Y. Nanjuma, the State Commissioner for Women Affairs and Child Development, Honorable Hawa Kwena, Justice Clara Ktaps, Mr. Kwena Andeyakto, and Minister Ishaya Agyo commended the vision of the resident pastor of the church in Jalingo for embarking on sanitation exercise. They explained that inasmuch as the government has a major role to play in keeping tidy the environment, citizens are expected to complement the government's effort by adopting clean measures and call for more working tools from the government and public-spirited individuals to facilitate the exercise.
Our daddy came here is not quite long, as he earlier said, that you can't sit in a dirty environment. So when he came here, he first introduced the issue of cleaning the street. Apart from when we made the inside clean, we have to extend to the outside. because when you make your environment clean, you cannot experience the issue of small diseases, talking about cholera and so other things.
I will tell you that it has been almost 30 years I've known a hole like this to farm. But today I did it with the whole of my heart because I know doing it, the blessing will come from above. I love what he has introduced us into, and I have broken a lot of fats today. The contents of my fats that I've broken them down today will even fill up a full of dish. So I am so happy to key in with a visionary person like my pastor. I'm sure before I share, you have also shared from your heart. You know, it feels good to be clean. So when you look at the place and it's clean, you are happy. The citizens have their duty, the government has its duty. So when you see that the government is so overwhelmed, the citizens can come in to do what the government couldn't do because they are so overwhelmed.
Let the public do, especially those that always sit down, this thing and put it on the quota is not good enough. They should stop it. And also I would advise the government that they should embark on finding people who put these things on the quota. When they collected their debts, they put it on the quota, the government should start finding them so that people desist from it.
Every leader has a strategy and every leader has a vision. So the servant of God that came started with cleanliness is next to godliness. And so he said every territorial power surrounding the area has to be cleared spiritually and physically. And that is why you see this is the first Saturday that we are starting this exercise. It's not going to end today, it has started and it will continue.
As captured by TV Taraba news lenses, members of the church were relentlessly packing and discarding powdered dirt and sand as others were sweeping. In the words of Pastor Peniel Samuel, God will bless as many as those who sacrifice their time and resources to take part in the exercise. Hosanna Caleb Daniel, TV Taraba News.
An unidentified corpse has been discovered on a maize farm in the Lasandi area of Jalingo, the Taraba state capital. Peleva Lukazenya reports that the corpse appeared to have already started decomposing. We therefore warn that some part of the report contains visuals that are unpleasant to the eyes. As such, viewers' discretion is advised.
Legs were tied together at the back and had so many large blisters on it, indicating that the deceased might have been violently killed. Mr. Michael Shavo, the ward head of Lasandi, a settlement off the Yola Road, Jalingo, told TV Taraba News that he knows nothing about the incident. The question now is, what might have been responsible for the death of this unidentified man? The questions and many others are the reason why TV Taraba News crew sought to find out from the police state command through its spokesperson, DSP Usman Abdullahi, who however promised to furnish our crew with details as soon as he gets a briefing on the case, as according to him, the case had not been brought to his desk. As at the time of filing this report, the case had been reported to the GRA division of the Nigerian police, as the officers and men of the division had swung into action, making effort to ensure that the body is evacuated appropriately.
It is by 7 p.m. to run a pick and drop taxi service. Late Suleiman Musa Kantiel has since been buried according to the Islamic injunctions at the Jekada Ferry Cemetery, Jalingo. The police are yet to confirm this latest developments. And on that note, we wrap up the news at 10. Thank you for watching. Remember that COVID-19 can lead to serious illness and death on people over the age of 50 or those with conditions such as diabetes and hypertension. Please take responsibility. From the team here, it's good night.
TV Taraba is the media companion you can trust. Enjoy the best of local and international features. Daily news capturing all aspects. Varieties of programs. Entertainment and fun. TV Taraba, the choice leader.
It gives me great pleasure to welcome His Excellency, the Executive Governor of Taraba State, Architect Deados Dixon Ishaku, FNIA, and all of you to this historic occasion of the official flag-off of the construction of Mararaba Baisa Abong Road Project. The Ministry of Works, having statutory responsibility for road development among others, is proud with and grateful to this administration of His Excellency, Architect Darius Dixon Ishaku, FNIA, for using him to deliver dividends of democracy to the people of Donga and Kurmi local government areas. The rescue mission blueprint initiated by His Excellency, the Executive Governor of Taraba State, Architect Darius Dixon Ishaku, FNIA, is an all-encompassing development plan to remove the state from socio-economic stagnation and backwardness. Road development is part of the initiative to not only provide for easy movement of people, goods, and services, but as a critical factor for overall development of the state. You may all wish to know that this administration brought the Ministry of Works, funded and completed the emergency rehabilitation of Palace/Reverend Joli Yami's ways, Jalingo, and many township roads rehabilitated by TACMA in Jalingo and Taku. It might also interest you to know that the present administration undertook and completed the following projects. 1. Construction of Takum Kasina Allah Federal Road, Phase 1. It covered 6.5 kilometers. 2. Construction of Jalingo Kona Lau Federal Road, Phase 1. It also covered 6.5 kilometers, which contract was awarded by the federal government but was not funded for nearly 1 year after the award. The state government, besides funding the federal government contract, also leveraged on the existing contract to expand the road to a dual carriageway. This project was completed and commissioned by His Excellency, the Vice President, Professor Yemi Osinbajo, signed on the 25th August 2017. 3. The construction of Magami Road Networks, 6.75 kilometers. This contract was awarded to Mrs. Wiz China Worldwide Engineering Limited in May 2017, which construction was completed and commissioned by General T.Y. Danjuma retired, GZON, on the 24th March 2018. Furthermore, the DTI administration awarded contracts for the construction of the following roads, which are ongoing. Takum Chanchanji Road. 2. Mararaban Pandisawa Lechege Pandisawa Road. 3. Bukari Sukundi Road. 4. Construction of 18-kilometer dual carriageway from the NYC Permanent Orientation Camp along Bukari Road to the city gate at Pantinabu along Yola Road, including pedestrian walkways, a bridge across Nokei River, a flyover, and 6 number pedestrian bridges in Jalingo. Number 5, rehabilitation of Bali Sarti Gembu Road, which has reached about 75% completion. The importance of the Mararaba Baisa Abon Road project cannot be overemphasized. Its construction has become imperative for faster socio-economic development, boosting of agricultural activities, and to enhance effective security surveillance of the area. The ministry is happy that we are the vehicle for the giant strides, and also wish to inform you that due process was followed in the selection of the 3 contractors. 1. Lot 1, MSCGC Nigeria Limited. It will cover a distance of 28 kilometers. That is from Mararaba to Sabongida to Kura. Lot 2, that is MS, the company that is handling that construction is MSCCECC Nigeria Limited. It will also cover about 28 kilometers from Sabongida to Kura to Gunduma. Number 3, Lot 3. The construction company is China Songhao Nigeria Limited. It will cover a distance of 26 kilometers. That is from Gunduma to Abon. Once more, on behalf of the Ministry, I welcome His Excellency, His entourage, and all of you to this epoch-making occasion. I wish you successful ceremony and journey masses to your various destinations. Finally, Your Excellency, I want to say here that it is God that brought you as the governor of Taraba State. And God brought you for a purpose. And we are seeing that purpose being fulfilled, because people of Taraba State have witnessed various developmental projects in various fields of human endeavor. Therefore, Your Excellency, those who can see can say we have seen and we are seeing. Those who cannot see, whatever you do, they will still say they are not seeing. But God will be your witness, and I'm sure when all these roads construction that are ongoing, you have completed many, and people are using the roads without, whether you are PDP, whatever party, or whoever you are. And I'm sure when these ongoing projects, including this one, Maraban Baisa to Abong, the people of this area will have all cause to rejoice and also praise you for a job well done. So, Your Excellency, you shouldn't mind, because whatever you do, people will say something different. But however, at the end of all these stories, people are coming to tell the real story. The real story will be that Governor Darius Ishaku has come, he has conquered, he has worked for the people of Taraba State, and the people of Taraba State are enjoying the dividends of democracy as a result of good governance of His Excellency Architect Darius Dixon Ishaku. Thank you, Your Excellency, and God bless. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, I am standing on behalf of CGC Nigeria Limited to appreciate the good relationship and also to appreciate His Excellency the Governor of Taraba State, whom have found it us worthy to award this contract to our company. I also want to say that as you can see, I know many are expecting to see our expatriate to be here, but based on some reason beyond our control, a directive from our headquarters, you cannot see them here, but not that they are not with us. And they have asked me to come and apologize that to His Excellency and to people who are here. But we are here with our indigenous engineers. Please, if you're here, I want all the engineers from CGC to be on their feet, please. Your Excellency, I want to assure you that our company are very, very ready, and we are optimistic to deliver the project that is being given to us. We are ready to give Taraba State government, we are ready to give the people of Mararaba, Baisa, Abon Road community the best of what is expected of us. By the grace of God, Your Excellency, what you have started, with the effort we know you are doing, my company have asked me to tell you that as you continue or sustain the rescue journey, we are with you 100%, and we shall deliver with you by the grace of God. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, finally, we want to tell you that more of this kind of wonderful things is the governor have been started. Is still on the way, because we have seen it and we have seen the sign. Thank you very much.
I had promised the people of Kurumi and Donga local government area that this road will be constructed. This promise was done in 2015 during our campaign. Unfortunately, it took us 4 years to revoke the contract that was initially given by the Dambaba administration. The problem is, technically it's not easy to revoke a contract once it has been awarded. But we were able to succeed. And after that, we had to commence the process of re-award. And since we have lost so much time, I decided to break this road into 3. And that is why today we're here to flag off the first segment. The segment 1, or lot 1 as we call it, which is Mararaba to, I think, Katindo, am I correct? Sawangida to Kura. It is my administration's determination to continue to fund all ongoing road projects and back on including the Maraba, Baisa, and Bongo, which is very dear to my heart. And as a matter of fact, I have promised the people to construct this road during my campaign. And during the warm reception accorded my government, coupled with the enormous human and natural resources that abound in this local government area. I must say that the people of both local governments, Donga and Krumi, they have massively supported me in 2015 and in 2019. This is an opportunity to say thank you, and this is an opportunity to say I'm redeeming my promise to you. And I've gotten the best of contractors to be on these roads. Each one of them, CDC, is a reputable contractor. And one of the contractors are shortlisted for the Mambila Hydro. CCG is one of the biggest Chinese companies. China Design is another big company that did the waterworks in Jalingo. So all the three contractors are reputable contractors. And because of the repute, that is why I singled them out and shared this road into three. For people like CGC, this is a very small road, 28 kilometers. They were reluctant to even take this contract. But I had to convince them that it's not the size of contract, but the efficiency of completing it that all matters. And that is why I consider them. I also want to sympathize with them. I understand one of your expatriates is kidnapped. We are working assiduously to see that they get him released. And I am sure that is why all the expatriates are not around. However, this program has been programmed long ago, and I thought we shouldn't postpone it again, like we did in December. We will work hard to make sure that we secure these project sites, not only here, but all the way through to Abong and other project sites in the state. I want to also happily announce to the people of this area that the Donga Mararaba Road, which is a federal project, has also been awarded. This project has long been in the drawing board. Just like this very road that I'm doing is also a federal government project. But I have to do this road because the federal government is not ready to come here to do a road like this. But this road affects my people. If I don't do it, it's the people of Taraba that will suffer. And so I have to do it to make sure that you enjoy this facility. And this area happens to be one of the most fertile lands in Taraba State.
Yes, Baba. Yes, sir.
Evacuation of produce will be easy. Despite that it's a federal road, not mining that are not likely to be refunded. But this is the only road the federal government will eventually come back to use if indeed they want to build their Mandela hydro power plant.
Yes.
Because they cannot carry the turbine around and around Sarti and climbing that rock. They will fall down there.
Yes.
This is the only way that will lead you under a smooth gradient from here to Baisa, Baisa to Abong to Kanyaka to Ngorode and to the downside. Which, as I speak to you now, today, there is no route to where the Mambila hydropower will be built. I challenge anybody to tell me to the contrary. I want to assure our people that this road is built for you, and therefore you have to protect it for yourself. These contractors are here to work for you. It is also your responsibility to make sure that they are safe. Give us any information that you have so that we will make their work safe and they can finish in good time and leave. We have the funds for these projects, and God willing, they will be completed in good time. I want to commend CGC. Despite the setback you have, that now that we have entered the dry season, you should put in the best you can and quickly do away with this road as soon as you can before the rain comes. Rains here usually come in time. By March, we will expect to have rains here. So if you can use December, January, February, these 3 clear good months, finish all your earthworks, your drainages, your bridges, if there are, it will indeed be very good and will help facilitate the quick completion of the job.
We thank God Almighty for bringing us to this time for the commencement of everything that is regarding this road. We pray that God in His infinite mercy should continue to guide you and also to lead our people as you have been leading us. We are also very happy to hear from you that the road from Donga to Maraba has been given explicit commencement by the federal government of Nigeria. That notwithstanding, sir, we thank you. There is not much for us to talk so much. Thank you.
Sir, I am sincerely grateful to God Almighty for making today's occasion a reality. However, I cannot begin my speech without first and foremost thanking and appreciating you as a $10, for appointing me as the first dollar to be a chairman of this government. After 23 years of creation of local government, I am the first dollar to be a chairman of this local government. Sir, we are grateful for that. Sir, you have done so much for us in Kurmi local government. If there's anybody that will regret being a part of your government, I think I cannot be one. I've seen what you have done for us in Kurmi local government. Time will fail me to enumerate them one by one. The creation of Tifdom in Kurmi has helped us so much in Kurmi local government. I and good people of Kurmi local government feel highly honored that His Excellency has decided to come to Kurmi to flag up Maraba Baisa Abon Road and to commission a project that we have constructed under your leadership. So we are very grateful. The shopping complex and the flag up of Maraba Baisa Road, these two are capital projects which the entire community is glad. Indeed, you have made a promise to us in Kurmi, and have fulfilled the promise and have kept the promise as well. Sir, we're grateful. It is necessary to further underscore the importance of execution of capital projects by government across the state. Capital projects constitute the bedrock of internal generated revenue multiple job creation, improvement in the standard of living of the masses, and increase in gross domestic product of any state or any country. Therefore, where there is no capital project, economic development is halted. This is why His Excellency commissioning of this capital project is strategic to the economic survival of this great local government. In this background, I and the good people of Kume local government further thank you and appreciate you for counting us worthy and for coming down to commission this capital project today. The economic benefit that will be derived from Maraba by Isabon Road cannot be emphasized. It will enhance the massive economic activities in the local government, as the area will become accessible to investors, and at the end, the result will be improvement in the living standard of the people of Kume local government. At this point, I call on all people of Kume local government to give their maximum support to this political icon, the great town planner, the rescue captain. We should give you a maximum cooperation so that at the end, this project will benefit every member of this community. There's an Oliver twist once more. We people of Kume local government wish to humbly and politely plead with you, sir, to consider some little thing we need from you as you have been doing more. Sir, we are pleading and soliciting for the completion of massive Mambila hydroelectric power project that can benefit everybody in Taraba State, even in Nigeria at large. So this project, by the grace of God, it is through your effort we are able to conduct this project. And today, that will be the first local government project constructed under your watch. And we are pleading for more funds. As such, this is 12 block. one block, 12 rooms. And people that are applied, they want to this block, they are up to 78. That means over 50 people will not get a slot. And based on the report from the works department, we have about 22 space to build more shops. Therefore, we are pleading for more funds so that we can be able to continue with the good work we have started in this land. Again, sir, as you know, Kulmi has been a border local government. The whole local government has only one vehicle. At times, you give us a relief material, I have to hire a machine to convert them to Bizola, to convert them to Ekwamwe. So we don't have enough vehicles in the local government. I, as the executive chairman of the local government, have decided by the special grace of God within the remaining years of my administration to focus on education strengthening, environmental protection through afforestation to replace the felled trees in Kume local government. Also, youth empowerment is our priority, and women empowerment as well, both helping us. In conclusion, sir, I am very, very grateful for you coming to Kume and your entourage. And all the dignitaries that are here, we are grateful for you coming to Kume for the first time, some of you. And our prayer is that as you are going back to your destination, may God Almighty take you back home safely. We are grateful, sir.
Your Excellency, sir, I went to Ebu Zaria, I read science. I'm not a historian, but I know history of this road because I was born and brought up in this very place. Your Excellency, sir, September 1934, this road was designed and surveyed by C.W. Cobb. He was an assistant district officer in Ukari. Since then, no human being, no administration has ever put any effort to develop this place like you. Your Excellency, sir, I'm a foundation member of this contract award. As your immediate past Commissioner of Works and Transport. The first 28 kilometers from Mararaba to Sabugida to Kura was in then Benue Plateau defunct state. Defunct Benue Plateau didn't do anything on the road. When the colonial master left, Northern Nigeria didn't do anything. Benue Plateau didn't do anything. From Sabugida to Kura to Abom, was in northeastern state, defunct northeastern state. They didn't do anything on the road. Your Excellency, sir, they marched the area and became Gongola in 1976. Before Gongola state didn't do anything on this very road. Taraba state was created 27th August 1991. All the successive administration didn't do anything except pharmacist number butterfly and Sunte of the same nobody. They awarded the contract to Cumex. They didn't do anything on the road. As we are immediate past Commissioner of Works and Transport, it took him over 4 years. My permanent secretary is here. Thank you all the Kitere. To even revoke the contract from Cumex, we could not do it. When we succeeded in revoking the contract, Your Excellency, sir, Barrister Fashola Raji Babatunde, who was the Honorable Minister of Power, Works and Housing, wrote a letter to you that passed through me that this is a federal government road. With that approval, we should not do it. You stood your ground. You say you promise your people you will do this road. Apart from promising us, you went ahead, divided the road into 3 equal parts. The first 28 kilometers from Mararaba, kilometer 0, because you taught me this one, to 28, was given to CGC. From 28 to 56, CCECC. These are the people doing this one now. When we go to Ashibu, from 56 kilometers to 83 in Abon town, China's in how. I hope my friend is here. Nobody, Excellency, sir, we don't have anything to say to you again. We will pray for you. God should give you health. God should give you resources. So that if you have resources, you complete this road for us. Your Excellency, sir, even if I die today, I'm grateful to you. Because our people suffered on this road. 1934 September to date, nobody. And you're not feeling fine. You came here. The Almighty God that brought you from Jalingo to Takuna to this place. You will go back safely. You will go back safely. On behalf of the entire people of Kurumi, Your Excellency, sir, we don't know how to thank you enough. If not because of your grandfather, he came here in 1942, converted some of us that were pagans to Christian. Otherwise, maybe you will not know me. Maybe. We want to thank you on behalf of the entire people of Kurumi State, Kurumi local government. The entire stakeholders are here. The chairman is seated here. All other members are here. I don't want to bother with too much grammar. God bless you. We will ever remember you for life. Personally, anywhere you go, I will follow you. Anywhere you go, I will follow you. Yes. If you enter fire, I will go into the fire to you. Yes. And finally, Your Excellency, sir, this place was known as Kenton mandated trust territory. We were never in Cameroon. We were the League of Nations. From here, Bama, Mubi, Gembu, and other places, we were in the trust territory under United Nations. We were never in Cameroon Republic, Your Excellency, sir. Thank you.
commissioned this beautiful shopping complex, which was built by the chairman of Kurmi local government for the empowerment and enhancement of its people, particularly the youth. I'm sure those youths who will be there, you should be able to undertake the shops so that they will buy a bono and be shipping it from here to Europe, so that they will become millionaires by selling open. Commissioning the shopping complex to the glory of God and the service of God. Amanzela Shopping Complex. This project was commissioned by His Excellency Darius Dixon Ishaq on the 27th day of November 2020. Pray that God will bless it, bless those who work under it, and empower them. Amen.
We are proud of you coming back home. By your right, by your left, the head of service. Member representing Kurmi constituency is from this ward. Sir, your borough is around. Today, we are beneficiary. Na CSDP, we have water and the Dakucha Shukuba Rwanyan, Sir, in your first tenure was SA revenue, you asked us to go back to farming. Today I am proud, sir. I have some cocoa to present to confirm to you that we are good farmers. By our culture and tradition of Jiku, sir, we are still going to celebrate you. Time will not permit me to be talking. You see me well dressed. Sir, God in heaven, we appreciate you for too many good things that you have done in this state. Celebration will continue, sir. Merry Christmas. Allah, you made a Kuan de Hezo Lafia. Akareshe, sir, you are going to do us a favor. The buyers are suppressing us, the cocoa farmers. I want you to link us direct to our foreign buyers. It is painful. Let me say, sir, it's over 4 decades. Cocoa that is growing in Taraba is sent to Akure and Calabar to reback. Nothing is indicating Taraba State. Sir, we need grading center. We have a Shah village area, we have a Neme village area, we have a Shuku village area, all over Kurmi. All the 10 we are farmers, sir. We want jute bags so that our cocoa will be labeled from Kurmi, Taraba, let you go to international, sir. That is my last request. Thank you very much, Director Pamsek. This is all I can say for now. Thank you very much.
I'm short of what? My elder brother, the articulated member of Taraba State House of Assembly representing Kurmi constituency, have said it all in Baisa. Sir, on behalf of the Kurmi Stakeholders Forum, I want to thank you immensely with great delight and honor for despite your crowded schedule, you found it worthwhile to be here and make this history.
I want to say that you have written your name in gold in Kurmi local government. Our tongue cannot actually recite the level of our appreciation. Our watchword is only one and only one: loyalty without duplicate. Having said that, I don't want to take much of your time. I thank you and I appreciate you, and may the Lord God Almighty take you back to your destination in Jesus' name.
Let me first and foremost thank the Ashuku people, my people, listening Bagi. And I want to use this opportunity to thank all the people who are Ashuku for this warm welcome. I'm very grateful indeed. I want to specifically thank the contractors. Can you come, let me shake your hand. I'm very happy with the work you have done. Thank you for doing a good job. Thank you for doing a good job. I thought they were the least among the three. Just like the Bible said, the one that is the least has happened to be number one. Please clap for the contractor. If I knew you would do so good, I would have just given you the whole room. I want to thank you because of the progress you've made so far. I'm happy. And I want you to continue on that speed so that your project will be the first I will commission at this time. I want to assure you your phone is there. You just work, we'll pay you. And finish quickly, we'll get you another job to do. I like the way you are clearing the road. It's so wide. Has anybody followed me to Takum from Chanchanji before? You can see how wide the clearance is. It's wider than the one from Mararaba to Sabongida. Those of you that follow me, if you can look clearly, when we are going back, you look at it, the road, the clearance they gave here is much wider than the one we did when we are coming from Mararaba to Sabongida. And that is how it should be. I want to assure the Ashuku people, I built a cocoa grading center here. But I don't know whether it's in Baisa, but wherever it is, I'll build one in Ashuku. And I want to also assure you, they will get you bagging bags, specifically labeled Taraba State Cocoa. I'm fully aware about our cocoa going to Ogun and going to Cross River State. That is why I put a grading center here, and I think I put one in Takum. I'm not sure they have started using it. I asked, the commissioner is not with me, but he's going to get this message through the chief of staff. And I want to assure you, from now, before a year's time, you'll have a grading center here in Ashuku. And I'm very happy with you for listening to my advice. I'm sure by next year, this time, you'll be a millionaire 2 times over. We'll grade the cocoa here. We'll get you the contacts that you need here and abroad, so that you can be able to export and make maximum profit. I'm happy for listening to advice. I'm happy
for putting it to practice. I said it a while ago in Baisa that I see young boys and girls. They are potential millionaires if they could just listen. Just by taking this good seed, the one that is falling on the ground everywhere here, we don't eat it. Ogbono, just that ogbono seed. I wish somebody will ask me where they will sell it in Enugu and Port Harcourt. I will contact him so that he will pack it and just be trading on it. I'm sure in a year's time he will also be a millionaire. It's everywhere. If you look at it, it's all pouring on the ground. We don't eat it. But that is actually the ogbono that the Igbo man eats. And they like it so much. But here we sweep it and burn it and throw it away. Uzanga buka suku mba yebene nambin na nijina kuma ngode bane yana na pamne kino kutemekeni kuma ngode ya ako muzama farare na koko shishine maze koko grading center nje maze suku ya shuku kere kwa ni tara nene na koko ni Tija nyozo wa birane na gbem ke message su no mari tia. Ko ba na ma. Ni mane ansa ni zamani re. Na ansa edition ku pa do na na. Ko ba na ma. Yawa, to mo ansa shi ya do rai. That's the great center. Neni na dara. Na kokone so senuma. Tija kokone yabe. Yabe because Kibli Opaka Ogun, Babaka Cross River, Bake Ekiti, Brupukani baby. Kwa Kokoni Brizakere, they are bagging book. Am I a young adity? Is it anything you don't find? I go to Wena and Asa Dube. Oh, Bonone and Zunba, Irabi is there, so I read that Wakari Cage and a very Dukiru. Am I Borige and Yanavana Kurubigis? Abi is that is a way for Shibe Besosema Nazapuna Mutrela and Dama Hadan Babagi no good. The Genesis Abego Abbas Home. Nchishiro no andaba masana akabane bani masa banera wa yibaya no gwara opu etrela bo oti do shina buzu ya ko ko fa ko bana ma mana ansam temne fo jana kona ni tanene ansam ne fo ja ko bana ma ume bana ba gama gora wanne ku shuru ma ya no what are your presidential hotel? One now go home now. Brokas minute drop mumu. Ami. Go there. Thank you very much indeed. Thank you.
Hey, come on. I want to flag off this. I should go above 25-kilometer road. Being built by China's house. They are doing a very good job for that matter. I want to encourage them to finish this road on time. By this time next year, I hope to be here to commission it. The glory of God and the glory of our people who are in this area. Amen.
I'm very, very happy. As a member representing Krum in the State House of Assembly, I will make sure budgetary provision is made for this road. I will look into it. What is remains for His Excellency now is to plead with him. God should give me strength, health. God should give me resources so that they will fast track this road.
You can see over a very large period of years, Kurmi Road is now a reality, and we are appreciating God, we are appreciating the governor.
Personally, and the entire people of Kurmi are very happy to have His Excellency in our midst, even though this road is a federal road, and he has taken it upon himself to make sure that this road is fixed. We are all praying for him, and we are wishing him well. We ask that God will give him the resources, the men, and the resources to fix this road. His name will not only be written in gold, but it will be written in diamond. Well, as you can see, we've appealed to our youths, the community leaders, religious leaders, that we should give the government of the day the maximum cooperation they need so that they can succeed in this assignment.
Je plonge dans mes souvenirs pour voir mon devenir fort dans l'année, tout tant de choses à départir. Je manque de l'école un soir, dégoûté.
Business here.
So are we.
You, come.
Tell everyone you know from now on, the prostitution on French Riviera belongs to me.
Wait.
Karasov. Go now. Anna, smile. Smile. Good girl. You wanna work for me?
Sure.
Good, sweetie.
Come on, girls. Get to work.
Try to enjoy it, Anna.
Anna?
Yes.
It's me. It's done. We're all ready for tonight. Everything's set up.
Good.
Anna?
Yes.
Are you sure you want to do this? We can still cancel everything, you know?
I can't stop until I get all the way up.
Okay. Do as we planned. I love you.
Love you too.
Technology moves so fast, doesn't it? I mean, as soon as you think they can't come up with something, they come up with something else. It'll be able to drive itself soon. Makes you wonder if guys like me will be out of work. Well, people always need guys like me, right?
Hand up of the keys, boy.
Well, the keys won't do you any good. See, this car only starts with the driver's unique fingerprints when I grip the wheel.
Ferme ta gueule. T'es beau, t'es classe, t'es propre. Mais je vais te découper ma gueule. Alors donne les clés, je dégage.
Excuse me.
Now here's how we're gonna do this. Put your hand on that wheel and drive.
That's not a very good plan.
Get in the car.
You're gonna make me late. And I hate being late. I told you that wasn't a good plan.
You're late.
I'm 38 seconds late.
There's several degrees of early and only 1 degree of late. And that's too late.
So?
So what?
How'd it go?
Thought you didn't ask questions.
I don't ask questions when I'm on a job, but this is a favor.
Well, okay.
So how much did you get?
791.
791,000. That sounds like you did better than okay.
791 euros. That's my pension from here on. 791 euros a month.
Well, happy retirement, Dad.
30-odd years of making good money and not a moment to spend it. Now I've got all the time in the world and not enough money to spend. If you ask me, the system's broken. I'll take the can out.
Good enough for you?
Tell you once I taste it.
Maybe you should think about getting a car of your own, you know.
I have my own car.
Maybe you should think about using it.
I enjoy our quality time together.
You do realize I sit in traffic for a living?
Is that what you do? I came here to be closer to you.
And England wasn't close enough?
Your mother's buried there. Ireland's like a cemetery to me now.
Easy on the drama, Dad, please.
Just promise me you won't stick me in the ground. Your mother was a good Catholic and everything, but when it comes my time to go, just throw me on the fire and feed me to the fish. You gonna get that, Junior?
I don't use the phone while I'm driving.
It's a hard world to get a break in. All the good things have been taken. What good they always do me.
Hi, Gina, it's me. We're waiting for you. Please call me.
She's gonna come. Don't worry.
Can you believe these girls? This is how they show their appreciation by being late for an appointment. Nie pozluźny. It's rude. What if I was a client? She wouldn't be late then. But to meet me, the man who puts the money in her pockets and pays her medical bills, she's late.
I'm sure that's her.
It better be.
Hi, baby.
Sorry.
Everyone was worried.
Yeah, traffic in this town's a nightmare and my cell phone died.
Well, when I see Karazov tonight, I will tell him to get you a driver. Now, that we're all here, let's get this party going.
My sentiments exactly.
I don't know. She was independent. She died of a hero OD.
You got the necklace?
Yes. Do your thing.
Okay.